From now on, when people ask me why I have issues with time travel movies, I'll just give them a one-word answer. Terminator. Terminator Genisys is the name of the movie. It's the fifth film in the Terminator franchise, which is now a muddled mess of time jumps, trying to figure out how the humans are going to keep the robots from taking over the world and killing us all. Yeah, this is a confusing and convoluted mess of a movie. Not without things that I enjoyed. For one, I think the action in this is really good. The visuals are really fun. That's part of what makes it so frustrating that the movie is a miss overall, is because they do a good job with some of these chase scenes and some of the action scenes and presenting the computer-generated effects. All that stuff seems to work really well on screen. I also really liked the references to the first movies, especially the beginning, which looked like we were going to get this kind of different take on the events of Terminator 1. Kind of from Kyle Reese's perspective as opposed to Sarah Connor's. It reminded me a lot of Lion King 1.5. I don't know if you ever saw that. It's basically The Lion King, but from Timon and Pumbaa's perspective. Really funny, really fun, and an interesting concept to see those same events from a different perspective. And I thought that's what we were getting. I thought we were getting Terminator 1.5. But then it just evolves into this mess of who's jumping through time where, and when did they jump in time to do what, and how that recursive time theory affected their own life, and how they're responsible for their own maturity and jumping. And then there's parallels and nexuses, and it all works together. And the best part about it is it's all explained to us by Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's a lot of fun as well. This is just a mess of a confusing movie. If you can get past that, if you don't care about that, it's like, I don't know, time travel, whatever, maybe you can have a good time. But for my brain, it wants to understand the plot so I can be invested in the plot. And if I don't understand all these things, even in sitting down with other really smart people and talking about, wait, how does this time travel work? You just can't get to the bottom of this. There's another reason you can't get to the bottom of this, which I think is the worst thing about the movie, which is that it's all setting up this expanded universe Terminator franchise. And so a lot of the stuff is unanswered. A lot of the questions, a lot of the reasons people are at certain places in time aren't even addressed because they feel like, oh, we've got a couple more movies where we can address that stuff. Maybe that's what the second movie's about. Maybe that's what the third movie's about. Well, you know what? I'm watching this movie, and I want to have a good experience in this movie. The beautiful thing about Marvel, when they do expanded universe stuff, is they tell a complete story. When you go see a Captain America movie, like The Winter Soldier, it's a complete beautiful story. Sure, it's impacted by the greater Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sure, it plays into different things, but those things are bonuses. Those things give it a little more depth and a little more intensity. They don't make the story itself, and this movie fails completely on that. It feels like you're going to have to see the other movies before maybe you understand some of this stuff. Not only that, some of the best characters, like J.K. Simmons in this, are completely underused, again, because they'll be in the later movies. At least that's what it feels like to me. I thought J.K. Simmons was great in this, but I did not see enough of him, and that goes for a few other people as well. You can just feel them setting up the expanded universe, and it's really, really unfortunate. Plus, I thought the bad guy in this was underdeveloped for the same reason, probably because he's going to be the bad guy in future movies, and so they've got time. Well, guess what? I don't. I've just got this movie, and it completely failed for me. Overall, Terminator Genisys, with a Y, was a failed look at bringing the Terminator world together and launching it into a new place. I think it falls on its face in many more ways than it succeeds, even if it's fun to look at it sometimes, just because of those beautiful visuals and some of the fun of seeing the old scenes. That's enough for me to get it up to a C-, but that's about as high as I can go. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can stay tuned for the best ever challenge that's coming up here in a bit. But first, before we get to that, click up at the cards. If you hover over there, there'll be a little eye. Click on that, it'll slide out. You can do it while the video here is running. It won't interrupt things. And then you can look through, scroll through like different reviews that I've done, go to the website, donate to the channel, all that kind of fun stuff. here at Your Movie Friend. Also, follow me on Periscope, Aaron Dicer. I Periscope right out of every single movie I go to, and it's fun interacting with you and taking your comments and questions right after I see the movie. Kind of helps me develop what I'm thinking about these films together, because that's what I love about this, is community of people who love movies kind of having those conversations. All right, best ever challenge. Don't forget, put your answer in the comments and take a guess at mine. Clue for my best ever in the category, I should say, is best Terminator movie. That's right. We're going to do it. Of the 5, which is your favorite? I know the 2 that will probably land more than the others, but mine is the one that kept it at its most simple and was intended to be a horror movie, not necessarily a sci-fi movie. Pretty easy one this week, but take your guess in the comments. First person to get it right does get a point. Thanks. And as always, I'll give you 5 extra seconds here to hit the subscribe button, which is down in this corner.